great actors, Sammy Rockwell and Casey Affleck. Great.
There's nothing he can't do.
It's true. Sammy Rocks this year alone.
Oh, yeah.
Fosse, Jojo Rabbit, Robert Jewell.
Richard Jewell.
Richard Jewell. Amazing, amazing, and all different. We had to beg him to do that part. He was living in an apartment in New York, a 5th floor walk up. And I had my baby daughter with me. I came over to put pressure on him. Strong arm him. But I had to walk up the flight of stairs, and I think he was just so impressed that I would do that. He capitulated.
Or embarrassed because you had brought your baby daughter along.
Yeah. No.
That's a cruel card to play to an actor.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was.
By the way, in Snatch, he's saying she's terribly partial to the periwinkle blue boys. just to fill that in.
I can't even begin to process how you memorized lines and then garbled them. That's
well, it's
skill.
the music. You find the music, you know, and then once that was going, then guys started building around it by having people comment it or having the guys repeat what I'm saying.
Yeah, very clever.
Yeah, he was making the audibles, calling the audibles as we went.
How did the assassination of Jesse James come to you? Did you read a script? Or?
Because of an amazing film called Chopper. If you haven't seen Chopper, it's about this sociopath in Australia, but it made by Andrew Dominic, who directed The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford. And I insisted on we keep the title, by the way, so I have to say it contractually. And I had seen this film, and I was pretty mesmerized by it. Again, a first-time director. And I called Andrew up and said, hey, if you got anything that I fit, I'll do it. He said, I do. And I said, okay, I'm in.
And you produced that as well, right?
Yeah, we ended up producing that one. That one's kind of near and dear to me, as well as the 10 other people who've seen it. For me, it's a statement on celebrity, you know, and I guess wanting to make a name for yourself with any substance under that. It's a beautiful film. It really is.
It's a film to be proud of, for sure.
Yeah, I am.
What got you into producing? First, you started producing your own work because you wanted more control, I presume. You wanted to.
No, I'm not a big control guy. In fact, I just soon. You guys do it. It's not really. But there was this time in the aughts. Do we call them the aughts?
I guess we do.
What do we call it?
We're stuck with it.
What do we call that period? 01 to 09 to 10. But what was happening was the interesting 70s like films that are aiming in that direction were not getting made. Films that were big tentpole budgets. They were emerging, and studios were able to bet on them, or cheaper films, under 10, maybe 18 million, and there was this huge gap in between of really interesting stories, interesting filmmakers who couldn't get their shit done because it was such a gamble. Now, print and advertising, the P&A, was becoming so expensive. It was becoming such a gamble on the studios, they couldn't make these bets anymore. And so I started getting in to kind of push some of these, these kind of stories that I was still interested in, and the artists that I had great respect for were doing. And I think that was really the impetus for the beginning of it.
give yourself good material and choices.
Yes, and others too. I mean, it was. I mean, we are a community, and you know, we do cross-pollinate ideas. We help each other on films. We push for each other. And yeah.
Well, as I say, we in the audience are the beneficiaries of all that, and we're going to see two more examples: The Curious Case of Benjamin Button and Burn After Reading. At what stage did you become involved with Benjamin Button?
When Fincher calls, when he's ready for the actors to come in, yeah. Now we had you know, I got to work with some great friends. We're friends with Eric Roth, who wrote it, and that was the third time Fincher and I got to do something together, and then Kate came in.
Kate Blanchett,
and just a really lovely time, just I guess fine-tuning it. But when you're on a Fincher film, you know you're in good hands, and with he and his wonderful producing partner, Sion Chafin, the thing is well-oiled, really well-oiled. And the vision, this was the thing that became clear to me, that besides that good directors talk with sound effects, they go, and you will cross it this way. I don't know, it's something I picked up, it may not be real. But that they have a very, very distinct point of view about the story they're telling. It's very, very specific and detailed. And that was the first time I heard it, you know, talking to Finch. And that really stood out to me. So I mean, that film, you know, was pushing technology, pushing boundaries, and my man was all over it.
Well, he's just made for a challenge like that.
Yeah.
And did you have any? You obviously had no doubts. You've already said that, but did you have any curiosity about how they were going to pull this off with you playing the part at so many different ages? No.
No, I mean, of course I'm curious in the process, but I know, I just know, I just know it's going to be great. I just know it's going to be great when Fincher's involved.
And when the Coen brothers offered you Burn After Reading, did they send you a script to read, or did they describe it to you first? Because I'm curious about how you met that character for the first time that you're going to play.
No, I think they just sent the script. Yeah, they just sent the script, and my first thought was, God, he's dumb. You know, you're really excited to get a script from the Coen brothers, and you go, well, is this what they think of me? But it made me laugh, this guy who, you know, he can only see the world from his own backyard, and has not an inkling of an idea that anything could turn out other than how he perceived it. That made me laugh.
Made me laugh too. Let's take a look at these next two clips from The Curious Case of Benjamin Button and Burn After Reading.